Today we're in St. Clair West Village. We just completed a fourplex conversion and you can see it's a little rainy, but we wanted to show you before the tenants move in, the before and the after, so come check it out. Overall, this property is going to be 4 units in the main building plus a 5th unit as the gardens. It used to be a single-family, semi-detached property. It was an interesting story how our client acquired it because it was sitting on the market for a very long time. And one of the main reasons was because it had open building permits. That's a very scary thing, right? Like, what kind of project are you taking on if there's open building permits? When we dug into it further by helping our client do the due diligence, what we found was the open permit was actually just a stair. It wasn't anything majorly structural, and it was something that they could take on and fix up later when it came to applying for the building permits of this conversion. They're actually able to negotiate with the seller for a very good price. Everybody was scared away by these open building permits. It is scary to take a project like that on, but if you have an architect like us that can help you through that process, you could negotiate a great deal in a market where there's not many people looking. How we split up the units, the basement is a 1-bedroom unit, ground floor is a 1-bedroom unit, and then the second floor is a 2-bedroom unit, and then lastly, the 3rd floor is a 1-bedroom unit. So each level is its own unit, and they each have their own access. So how you access each unit is a little bit different. The front door takes you straight up inside the interior stair that was existing up to the 3rd floor. We have a rear door that takes you to the main floor unit, and then also a rear door to the basement unit. And then lastly, we built a new stairway from the back all the way up to the 2nd floor, and that's how you access the 2nd floor. So we're standing here on the 3rd floor, which is an open living kitchen concept. We also have individual laundry. It has a great window facing the street, and we have these slanted elements because this is actually a dormer. There's a lot of areas that have a bit of a lower ceiling height, but we're still able to utilize it through storage. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. We have a window that faces the rear. So we have full standing shower in the bathroom, good ceiling height. For a young professional, it's perfect for them, and going for like medium to higher quality finish to attract a really good tenant. This property had an existing garage, and there's a right-of-way access. So there's permission for them to walk onto the neighbor's property on the corner to get to the side street. It will allow us to convert the garage into a garden suite. Okay, that's a struggle. They don't hire me for this. This garage will be converted into a studio unit, just using the existing structure and adding a kitchen, adding a bathroom, hopefully fitting in a fun loft space to utilize the extra height and utilize that skylight feature that's there. So we're staying here in the main floor. We've converted it into a 1-bedroom unit. As you can see, it's really quite spacious. Our client really wanted to emphasize really nice, livable units. We could have squeezed in a 2nd bedroom, but it's really nice as an open concept kitchen living area. Got dining space. You can see some of the interesting bulkheads here. That's actually structural beams that run through the house that allowed for this to be an open concept. Previously, this used to be a series of living rooms, dining rooms, and kitchen, all separated into separate rooms because back in the day, open concept was less of a thing. Each room was individual. So now by introducing these beams, they carry the load across this house. It's actually quite wide for a semi, and it allows for this open concept. Here we have a bathroom. It is utilizing the existing plumbing. There was a bathroom here. Now it is changed to be a 3-piece bathroom. What's interesting is we kept some of the existing elements, keeping the character of the house. This is a set of closet doors that were original French doors. We also have some of the existing wood trim. We have these big windows that happen with these older homes, brings in really great natural light. Just finding ways that we could keep some of the original character of the house, mixing old and new. This used to be the hallway connecting to the front. So it's finding ways that we can use existing space. This tucks right under the stair that goes up to the 3rd floor unit. It's a shorter space, but again, very good to utilize for a washer dryer that's individual for this unit. And then again, finding ways to include storage. Here we have the HRV. This system right here provides natural air ventilation. So it exhausts old air, it brings in fresh air, so it keeps the air fresh in the unit. The next entrance to the 2nd floor unit is via the stair. This is a newly built exterior stair. It's metal. The reason it's metal is because its proximity to the property line, which is roughly where this fence is. If it was a little bit further off, wood could have been a possibility. A metal stair is nice for longevity. It just comes with additional cost. So stepping onto the second floor, it's a 2-bedroom unit. We're in the open kitchen living space. Have a little cute den area. Could be an office, could be a dining area, kind of an extra finished room. So bonus space. And then stepping towards the front of the building, we have 2 bedrooms side by side. If you're looking for property with good opportunity, look for a building that's roughly 20 foot wide. So then you have 2 10-foot bedrooms side by side. So something like this. Stepping around this corner, we're able to tuck in a 3-piece bathroom. We have laundry right beside the bathroom. Very similar finishes throughout all the units. That makes it easy for the construction crew so that you're using the same finishes, the same setup for all the units, so you're able to have some cost efficiency. This entrance is to the mechanical room. Initially, we're thinking of using this existing door to be part of the access to the basement unit. But what we found in looking at the survey is that the property line is actually right down the middle, and we need minimum, typically 900 millimeters to provide adequate access to an entry or an exit door. So in checking the survey, we did not have the required width, and the official entry is off the rear actually. So the actual entry door to the basement is right here. So then this just take you down a set of steps and then into the basement unit. For maintenance, for mechanical, this should be fine. If there ever was a fence put down the middle here, because this is where the property line is, we wouldn't have adequate access. One of the tricky things that we had to navigate around was the basement unit. So we found that the ceiling heights were adequate, but only for a duplex. When it comes to building code for triplexes and above, we actually need a little bit more ceiling height. So that was a trick that we found. If we could split it up into 2 permits, then we could legalize the basement as a 2-unit property first, all up to code, and then apply for a second permit to convert the rest of the building into 4 units. So little tricks like that, we could take advantage of knowing the building code, finding ways around it, and we easily saved the client 50 to 70 grand on underpinning that would have otherwise needed to be done if we considered the project in its entirety. So we really think of ourselves as strategists and understanding the building code and how we can benefit your design, overall layout, and finding you to your end goal, whether it's a 4-plex, 5-plex, or 6-plex.